Greetings, YouTube, citizens of the internet, composers. I've come to you today with the fruits of several months of searching for a Keyswitch solution that was tactile, but also updated each articulation on each track as I selected it. And I found it, I think. It works pretty well so far. And hopefully it will keep working well. But I'm going to show you what I found because I think it's really cool. And maybe not everybody knows about this, or maybe I'm late to the party. But so let me show you what I got. And if you like it, leave me a comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up or something. Yeah, would like to hear other uses for this because it can apply to many different things. So let me show you what I mean. If you use Logic for orchestral stuff, I really recommend using their articulation sets because key switches are a supreme pain. And unless you're going to break everything out into single articulations and do it that way, which for me really drives me nuts, just because I really don't like writing lines broken up across tracks. Like if I've got a line that has several staccatos and then a long, I don't really want to go back and forth between multiple tracks. It just becomes a headache for me. I know there are some guys that work like that, and that's awesome. But for me, I find having all the articulations in one track, despite key switches being a massive pain, works better for me visually and from keeping everything in one spot. So articulation sets, if you don't know what they are, basically you can take any key switch that's in the instrument that's assigned and reassign that to whatever key you want. I've got the babylonwaves articulation sets, which has a number of different orchestral sample libraries all mapped out already. If you did this by hand, by yourself, it would take quite some time to do all of this. Pretty much all the work has been done for you. In this case, I can't think of too many libraries where I have not had those key switches already mapped out in the Babylon Wave stuff. So pretty happy with it, gotta say. And this thing that I just found makes it a whole lot better for me. So one of the cool things about these articulation sets that's kind of hidden away in Logic is if I go up to, right now we're on my trailer strings, if I go up to Window here and pull up in my Smart Controls, there is this Key Switches tab that I can click. And now you can see all these key switches, all these articulations are labeled. And these are all the articulations in the articulation set. So you can actually change these names to whatever you want. Like if I wanted to change this to long loud, I could. And it would populate that. Boom. Sweet. So that's awesome. However, I had a real problem trying to get this data out of Logic and into Lemur or some other kind of touch interface program. This doesn't seem to spit out OSC data, which would be really sweet if it did, but I can't find a way that it does. And OSC has kind of evaporated as far as the support goes, as far as I can tell. I really wish it would make a comeback because some of the stuff you can do with it is pretty awesome. But in the meantime, this solution will do. So what it is this $10 app, or it's $10 right now. I think it's 20 usually. It's called Duet Display, and it runs on your iPad and your computer. And what it allows you to do is take your iPad and make it into a second display. And I'll pull up my iPad now so that you can see it. And I've dragged this articulation set over. And you might say, well, why not use Sidecar? Why use Duet Display? The reasons are twofold. First one is with Sidecar, there's two major drawbacks. The first one is that older iPads don't work. You have to have pencil capability for your iPad to work on Sidecar. It will not work. Like this iPad I've got is an iPad Air 2, and it will not work with Sidecar at all. No ifs, ands, or buts. However, it does work with Duet Display. And not only that, Sidecar has a limitation where any touch capability that you want to have has to be done with the iPad Pencil. You can't just touch the screen with your finger and click things that way. And with this, that solves that problem because I can actually take my finger right here and hit these keys for key switches and change on the fly as I want. So this is staccato. Here's my longs. Turn that up, hit the mod wheel there. There's a little clicking there because I've got the buffer cranked way down and the screen flow on and everything. So sorry about that, but you get the idea, right? This is fairly nice, in my opinion. I think it's going to change things and how I do things in the future as far as key switches go. So before I go, one last bonus. If you've got an Apollo interface, one of the things you might know with the newer ones is they've got a function switch, and the function switch can only be assigned to one function. It's either dim or mono or alternate 3. I think there might be one or two other ones. And you can only use one. You can't use them all at the same time. Well, if you have console, you can access a lot of this functionality from console. So if I want to dim stuff now, I can just press dim or alt 1 or fold it down to mono. And I don't have to mess with all of that or reach over to my interface and hit it there. I've got it all here on the remote. Or I could do both or not anything at all. I could just sit here and talk into this microphone forever. It'd be fun. But so that's the tip for today. I'm pretty happy with it. I think that this is definitely going to change how I do stuff in the future. I hope you find it helpful. If you do find another use for this as far as music goes, music production, I'd really like to know. I think that'd be great. You can have pretty much anything over on this second display here. If you got a video file, the sky's kind of the limit, and it's all touch capable. So find something new with it. Let me know. Like it, subscribe, do whatever. I just hope you find this useful, So anyway, gonna sign off. Happy composing. Hope you enjoy.